Hey y'all, hey, so I'm back with another video. So I'm back with the Real Housewives of Rhode Island season 1. Now I'm gonna do episodes 4 and 5 together just because I feel like 4, like, stuff happened, but it wasn't enough for me to like do an individual video. So I feel like I can just kind of put it all together. Maybe episode 5. Baby, episode 5, you Rhode Island whores are showing y'all ass in the best way. And I'm telling you, I'm here for every bit of the messiness. Bitch, I live. Bitch, I live. So let's get into episode 4 real fast, right? Sorry, y'all know I got notes here, okay? So Liz and Dolores. I'm telling you, Dolores and Liz look so much alike. I get so confused sometimes with Liz. And like when Liz, Dolores, and Alicia sometimes are right next to each other, sometimes I get confused. I'm starting to be able to tell Alicia from Liz somewhat. And I'm starting to do a better job of Kelsey from Rosie, but it still be confusing. You bitches look alike. Anyway, Liz and Dolores comes over to Liz's house, right? And they're pretty much just saying how like everything that happened at the party and how they feel like Rula is extremely fucking delusional and she just won't admit to the fact that her nigga's cheating on her. And then they also talk about how Liz had completely flipped out, on Kelsey about everything. And Liz was like, I feel really, really, really bad because I was extremely drunk. And I said that in my review. I was like, I don't know. She just came off like she was really, really drunk. And then she also said that she felt like Kelsey was doing that to distance what she had going on with Dino, because she was like, Kelsey and Dino, she said, I don't know to what extent, but I know at one point in time that they was messing around with each other. She was like, so it came off to me like you was trying to shift whatever y'all had going on onto me. We'll get into that, I think, like in the next episode or later. So then we have a beach day, right? And the majority of the girls go to the beach. And during this, we learn from Alicia. Alicia said that allegedly Brian, who was Rula's husband, that Brian cheated on, what did she say? Okay, Alicia had a Spanish teacher. And according to her, she said that Brian was married to said Spanish teacher and allegedly cheated on the Spanish teacher with Rula. Every time you think this Rula and Brian situation can't get no messier, it does. And it's going to continue to get messy as we go into episode 5. It's just like, what y'all got going on over there in Rhode Island? What is in the water? Why are y'all so messy? And why do I love it so much? Oh my gosh, I love it so much. So I was like, girl, if that's the truth, then circle, girl. What goes around comes around. If that's true, what goes around comes around, child. So Kelsey said that okay, so when they were talking to, because I don't think Liz was there for this beach thing, but they was asking Kelsey about what happened between her and Liz, and Kelsey was like, I pretty much felt like Liz should distance herself from Dino because of the rumors that everybody was saying, and I felt like you would just like fan the flames more if you was just around her more. But this is my whole thing about Kelsey. This is what I'm not understanding, right? It's similar to me about what she said when Dino showed up to the party, like, oh, I think that Liz invited him to kind of prove a point. It's like, this is my thing. If the point is that they really are just friends, right? Then wouldn't her distancing herself make it seem like there's actually something going on versus like, no, this is my friend. If this is really my friend and there's really nothing going on with it, why would I distance myself from him? To me, her distancing herself from him, to me, would just confirm that the rumors are true versus her continuously doing what she was doing, which is just being around him. That, to me, is what that would show. If I was at a party, if I'm at that party and I know for a fact that Liz is dying on this hill that her and Dino was cool, I would think it's weird that if we go to a party, they not even seen next to each other. That would be weirder, Kelsey. I don't understand what Kelsey wants, is what I'm trying to say. It's very fucking confusing to me. It's very fucking confusing, right? This part's gonna come up a little bit later, right, too, because they're talking about just how Liz is and how she can be intimidating and how she can be scary sometimes. And Alicia was like, I mean, but that's just Liz, like Liz can be intimidating sometimes. Hell, sometimes she scares me. And mind you, she said it just like that. I don't think she said it in a shady way. She said it just like that. Like, Liz can be a lot, and sometimes she is scary. Let's get into this other little messy part, because this is something else that's going to get messier as the season goes on, right? So Joellen, at the beginning of the episode, tells us, So something else that's super messy that we're gonna get more into is the whole situation with Joellen and her husband and her sister. Okay, so at the beginning of the episode, Joellen tells us that she's going out of town, right, for like a meeting, right, for like a sales meeting, and how her sister is gonna come over and help, right, because she does that all the time when she's out of town. Now that part right there on the fence ain't too much, because sometimes I gotta go out of town, and every now and again, like, I'll have my sister come over, like, if I'm out of town, or maybe like my mom or something like that, to, you know, like, help my man with the baby and some other shit, right? But here's the difference, sis. Here's the difference. First of all, my sister is 12 years younger than me, and secondly, I didn't steal my man from my sister. So that's where things differ, right? That's where things differ. So we see a scene, right, of Joellen's sister being at the house. Now, mind you, she's in the laundry room, folding up laundry or whatever, helping with the kids and stuff. So one of Gary's underwears pops up, and she was like, "Oh, Gary, here's your underwear." And he was like, "Oh, my bad." She was like, "Well," she said she tasted it. And then we cut to Joellen being like, "Well, yeah, my sister, she does flirt with him and stuff like that. And like, it is what it is." And then it shows a scene of all three of them being in a sauna together. And her sister being like, "Well, you know, I'm almost 45 and I don't have no kids." I said, "You know what? I'm just going to turn to get whatever her husband's name is, not Gary, whatever her husband's name is. And I'm just going to use his sperm." Girl, I need to tell you something, Joellen. Now, I don't even necessarily know whose side to take, because in all reality, Joellen, the way that it's explained, because Joellen was like, I'm not worried about it because it's not like my sister and my husband has ever fucked before. Like, I think he might have felt her boob or something like that in high school, but like, that's it. That's enough for me. That's enough for me. I just want to say something. Like I said, I don't even really know whose side to be on, because technically, Joellen, you was trash for pursuing your sister's nigga in whatever way that means, you was wrong for that. So it's like, I don't know, is her sister really wrong for doubling back like 20 years later and being like, "No, I want what's mine"? I don't really know. I don't know. I just think it's all weird, and I think the relationship is weird. Like, I need y'all to because I'm really about to throw up thinking about this. A few years ago, I was me and my man, we were visiting his family, right? And mind you, me and my man, we've been together, like I said, long ass time, fucking a decade plus at this point, right? And we went to go visit his family. Now, all of us was we was at the mall, and all of us was at the Dave and Buster's. Not all of us, everybody, his family had went to the Dave and Buster's, and I was walking around the mall by myself because I'm a very much so shy person. Like Ashley said, I don't really like being around big crowds. So they was all doing whatever, and they was at Dave and Buster's. So my man called me. He was like, "Oh, we at Dave and Buster's. Come meet us there." Cool. When I walk into Dave and Buster's, there was two men at the bar, but I could only see them from behind. I walked up on one because he looked like my man from behind, right? And I went like this up his back. Like, you know, just, you know, how you just like, oh, and you went up like, "Oh, hey, what's up, hun?" When I'm telling you, it was his brother. When he turned around, I could have died. I could have died 10 times over. His brother was like, "Well, damn, if you wanted me, I mean, you could have just told me." I said, "Oh my gosh, please." And I'm telling you, I literally wanted to like crumble and die in that moment. And I will never let it go. I don't care. That shit happened like 4 or 5 years ago. And I will never let that go. Because what are we even talking? I can't even believe. Now, to be fair, my brother, that's not my brother, his brother and him, they look just alike because they both have like froze and stuff. Like, they look just alike they look alike to a degree. Especially from like behind, you wouldn't really be able to tell. But when I'm telling you, I wanted to throw up from that interaction, and that was something that wasn't even intentional, and I still want to throw up from that. Let alone you making jokes about, just no, just absolutely the fuck not. Ew, 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 ew. And then when they were sitting out there with the kids and stuff, right? When her sister and her husband is out there with the kids, and she called, you know, she's FaceTiming them, and her husband is like, "Yeah, she does all of the things that she did the laundry, and she cooked, and she did all of the things that you haven't done since like, I don't know, like 2015 and 2005. It's just like, ew. Your sister is she walking on in to be the new wife. Y'all might as well just be sister wives and call it a day. That's my thing. Y'all might as well just be sister wives and call it a day. Because otherwise, this shit is weird AF. It's weird AF, and I don't like it. I don't like it. So then we go over to Alicia's house, right? And Alicia has her mama and some of her aunts coming over. And then I believe Ashley and Rula comes over as well. Now, Ashley is constantly, which we're going to pick up on this later, but Ashley and Rosie are like this. And it's the first time that Ashley had went somewhere that Rosie was not around, right? So, you know, they're all just sitting there. And I love the fact that everybody, like I said, everybody's connected. I think Alicia said that her mom and Liz's sister are best friends, so she's known them since she was like 6 or 8 years old. How Ashley's esthetician works with Alicia's mom and aunt, so that's how she kind of knows her. I'm like, bro, Rhode Island couldn't get no smaller if y'all tried it, and I love it. I love that everybody has known each other since they were 5 years old, because this is how this is where the drama really lives. When people really know each other, not fake know each other like all of the other places. This is, to me, what made New Jersey, when it was good is the fact that everybody knew each other. Same thing. Somebody said that Rhode Island is a mixture of New Jersey and Mob Wives. I said, oh, that's actually so true, because even in Mob Wives, everybody knew each other since they were children. Like, why do we all think the whole big thing between oh my gosh, what's my girl's name? Why am I tripping? It's not Drea, because Drea is from Basketball Wives. But y'all know who I'm talking about. The two women on there, Drita, there we go. Drita and whatever the other girl name was. How they used to fight all the time over Drita's husband or whatever, because what's name used to date him when they was teenagers, and she felt like, Drita, you stole my man from me. Like, we love drama like that. We love it. But anyway, they're all sitting there and they're talking or whatever, and they're talking about Alicia and her fiance Billy, and Alicia's pretty much just saying, like, I don't want to get married to this man because he won't put my name on the house. That's a flag. Absolutely not. My name's going on this house. At the bare minimum, my name is going on this house. We can talk about everything else, but my name's going on this house. That's a non-negotiable for me. Also talking about how for the business, the pizza mama or whatever business that he got, how that, like, that was her idea, and her name is not on anything for that either. So she's really just not with it. And in general, how she's been a runaway bride because she just don't trust people. I totally understand. I went on a whole long tangent about how I understand that. And then Alicia aunt was talking about, you know, like how, you know, pretty much men ain't shit, and how her husband has cheated on her or whatever. And so then Rula brings up, you know, like, I'm myself trying to get over, you know, like some hurt and some deceit and stuff like that, you know, and so I'm just really struggling with that. And Alicia's like, I think aunt was like, listen, I had a husband like that. All he did was cheat 24/7, 365 until I got tired of it. Because she said, do you want to be looking? She was like, you were going to be looking over your shoulder every 5 seconds, wondering about, where is he? Did he go here? Is he where he said he's gonna be? What about that phone call? And she was like, do you really want to be looking over your shoulder for the rest of your life? And Rula in her confessional was like, out of everything that was said, that's what she really thought about the most. Is like, no, I really don't want to be looking over. Baby, give it another season and a half. Rula's gonna divorce this man. Give it another season and a half. It's right around the river bend, because although I think Rula don't want to get a divorce because she doesn't want to be, in my opinion, based off of what she has said in the past, she don't want to be embarrassed by having another divorce. But I think once you see all this shit play out on TV, trust me, this is way more embarrassing. You're going to want to leave this man because you're being more embarrassed right now than you ever would be if you just left this man. I'm telling you, I'm calling another season and a half before she divorces this man. It's right around the river bend, okay? So then we have Ashley and Rosie, and again, like I told you, they butt buddies, and they all together and stuff, and they're with the kids, and I think Rosie brought her nephew, and they talk about, again, how Rosie was speaking about, you know, she's not sure if she wants to have kids. She's leaning more towards a no at this point in her life. And one thing that I didn't like that Ashley said in her confessional, now she didn't say this to Rosie. She said to Rosie, well, if you want to, go ahead. If you don't, then don't. I think that's that's what you say to a woman when she's talking about kids. Ashley in her confessional was like, I'm starting to be like my mom because I'm saying, like, she's like, most of my friends around me, like, they don't have kids, or they're in the process of trying to figure out if they want kids or if they're not. And I'm becoming my mom where I'm like, you need to have kids, and you're just going to feel so useless in life if you don't have children, and you're going to regret it, and it's the best. And I'm like, Ashley, I hope in real life that's not what you're actually saying to your friends. Because if so, you're a trash ass friend. I cannot stand women. Woo! As somebody, like I said, with a 2-year-old, I cannot stand women who have children, who make it their business to tell every other woman that they're going to regret it if they don't have children. What about the women that regret having children? Because y'all don't like to talk about that. All y'all ever want to talk about is the fact that a woman will regret if she don't have children. But what about the women that had children, that did have children and regret that? Y'all never want to talk about that. Y'all never want to talk about the way that that woman feels or the harm that that causes to her children and how she deals with them. AKA, from what it sounds like, Rosie's mama did not want to have no kids, but had them because she felt like she needed to as a woman. And look at how she treated her kids. I hope, Ashley, that sentiment that you're keeping, I hope it's staying in your head and in your heart and not coming out your mouth. I cannot stand women that constantly do that to other women. Oh, you need to have a child. Don't nobody need to have children at all. If they're not financially ready, emotionally ready, if they feel like, bitch, I want to be selfish, leave people alone. I'm tired of it. Let women do whatever the hell they want to do. Please stop forcing motherhood upon women and stop making them feel like their lives won't be fulfilled if they don't have fucking kids. That's your life. That's your prerogative. Shit pissed me off when she said that. And again, this is somebody this is speaking as someone who has a child, and I love my child and I don't regret her at all. But as somebody that went 29 years of my life without a child and then had a child, I absolutely understand where Rosie is coming from. And that's why I said in my last episode, women around my age, it's not the same as it was 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago where women are just popping out babies. That's why I said out of my group of 5 friends, 2 of us have kids and we only have 1 apiece. So when Ashley was like, most of my friends are trying to decide if they want kids or not. Yes, because that's the early 30s, the late 20s, early 30s bunch right now. That's what we're all sitting in. Do we want to have kids or do we not want to have kids? That's where we at. And I feel mostly, my opinion, I feel like Ashley mostly wants people around her to have kids so that she can have somebody to relate to and that she can have somebody to play with her kids as well. And I don't think that's anything wrong with like wanting to have somebody to relate to that's your friend. But at the same time, that's why you need to go out and make more friends. Make friends that are moms. Make friends with your kids, with your kids' friends' parents. But that's why you should do that and not try to force that upon your fucking friends. It's weird to me. Anyway, moving the hell on. So then we have Liz and Kelsey, and I might actually split this up. Liz and Kelsey, they meet up or whatever, because what's her name is fine. Jerry with a G is finally getting rid of that damn boat. Let me tell you something. I would have burned that boat to the ground a long motherfucking time ago. Bitch, it's either me or this boat. And we're going to talk about that in the next episode. You being gone. Liz said that this man was gone 3 weeks mostly. 3 weeks out of the fucking month. Will come home for like 3 days and leave back out. Nigga, if you want to go do your own thing, then please say that. And when I say doing your own thing, I don't just even mean like if you're dealing with somebody else. Like if you literally want to do your own thing, please tell me that so that I could go about my damn day. Because I'm not about to sit here at home waiting for you. When you're gone more than you're here. 3 days? 3 days. That's why she had Dino in her back pocket. Because you're not about to leave me here by my motherfucking self. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? If she was getting dicked down by Dino, I'm not mad at her. You left the door wide open because you want to go out being fishing versus being at home with your wife. You got the game fucked up. But anyway, he's selling the daggone boat or whatever. So she asked Kelsey to come over to pretty much help her, clean the boat out. So Liz apologizes to Kelsey for her completely stomping out on her. And then Kelsey goes on to tell us that her and Dino did at one point in time, she said 10 years ago when she was in a very vulnerable state and she wasn't necessarily exclusive with her dude now. And I'm like, are y'all really exclusive now? Because it don't give that charge. Okay, but whatever. That she pretty much hooked up with Dino and that eventually, she was like, okay, this person is not for me, and she wanted him to leave her alone, but he wouldn't, and he kept pursuing and kept doing a lot or whatever, and so she just wanted to stay as far away from him as possible. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not saying that that's not true. That's still to me just a weird excuse as to why you said what you said to her. I don't know. Color me being said that there's something weird about this whole situation, and I would have to agree. There's something weird. There's something that's not being, the full story is not being told between Liz, Dino, and Kelsey. There's something that's not being said, but it's cool. Don't worry. As y'all be on TV, it'll come out. Don't worry about that. It is going to come out slowly but surely. But Liz said that she understood, apologized, whatever. Then we have, I think everybody got together for like the little group activity where you do the little rail thing, you moving your feet. And in the car, you bitches are messy. And I'm living for every, but you bitches are messy. I think it was Rosie, Ashley, Kelsey. I can't think of the other person that was in the car with them, but it was somebody else that was in the car with them. And Rosie pretty much said that she has something, I don't know, it's called like something wrong with her, with the lining of her, something wrong with her butt, right? Something was wrong with her butt back in the day. And she said that it was so bad, you know, that she like had to wear a diaper, and she, from her last job, she took like medical leave, and after, when she was on medical leave, she was like, oh, I just realized, like, why would I ever go back to work with her? She said, so I just didn't go back to work. Kelsey in her confessional says, girl, you went on medical leave. No, girl, me and everybody in the state of Rhode Island knows that you were fired from that job because you was fucking one of the top executives. I said, oh. So between Kelsey and Rosie, we're playing the who fucked who? Like who fucked their way up the chain? Child, please. And the crazy part about that is, I believe her. I don't know why, but I believe Kelsey when she says that. I do too, because I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. I'm more prone to believe that because I just feel like you was on medical leave and you said, oh, I just like not working so much. I'm just not going to go back to work. That's a likely story, Rosie. That's a likely fucking story. And I don't believe it. I don't believe you at all. At the fuck all. Anyway, so that was funny. Then they do their little thing or whatever, and Rosie ends up, when they was done doing their little trail paddling thing, right? Rosie, I think when Rosie was on the thing with Liz or something, she had asked Liz how she felt about Ashley, some shit like that. But anyway, when they got off, Rosie had took Ashley to the side and was like, you know, Liz said that she feels, you know, like you don't like her, and, you know, you don't really get a chance to try to get to know her. Ashley was like, I'm just really, really shy, but I could see how that could come off as me being bitchy. Same, sis. People call me bitchy all the time when it's not that. I'm just genuinely shy around people that I don't know. So I understand. I've had to work through that my entire life, right? So then when they get back to the group, right, Alicia was pretty much telling everybody, you know, what she was saying earlier, which is that she wants more responsibility, you know, with the restaurant. So she wants to present some ideas and stuff. So there was like, you know, role play and like act like, somebody's like, act like I'm him, like I'm Billy, and you gonna tell me how you feel. So Alicia just start going off like, you know, you should want my name on the house because I'm the mother of your child and you love me. Like I should have, you know, parts into the business. And she almost starts to cry. And it's like they said, hey, Alicia, go get what's yours, sis. Go get what's yours expeditiously, or leave. Get what's yours. Actually, both. If that's on the table. If you want to stay, that's fine. But get what's yours, sister. So then, I can't even remember exactly how all of this came up. But it was in like a real messy way where, I'm trying to think exactly how this came up. But they were all talking. Oh, that's what it was. They asked Ashley and Rosie, they said, what was y'all two over there talking about? Because when they had left, they was like, oh, they over there to go talk shit. So when they was like, what y'all was two over there running y'all mouth about? And then Ashley was like, well, you know, we was just saying how we feel like Liz is super intimidating. And Rosie was like, don't put me in that shit, which I found so interesting that she said that, and then you did exactly what you did a minute later. And she was like, well, you know, and Liz was like, well, you know, I know sometimes that I could be a lot, you know, but I'm actually like really soft-hearted, and, you know, I'm not really what people trying to make me out to be. And so then Rosie was like, well, Liz, no, Alicia. She was like, well, Alicia, didn't you say, didn't you agree that Liz, is kind of a lot or whatever? And, like, she's just, like, really upset and like, that's just how she is. And it just got quiet. I feel like the way that Rosie brought up what Liz said, or what Alicia said about Liz, was extremely messy. Because she tried to frame it as if Like, my thing is, there was no point of you saying that. What was the point of you saying, well, Alicia, you're the one who said that Liz is really like that and that Liz is not going to change? It's like, what was the point of you bringing that up other than to be messy? Because for real, it's not like Liz got upset. She just simply said, oh, you know what? I know that I can be, and, you know, but it's not really like that. There was no point of you bringing up what Alicia said other than to be messy. And Alicia caught that and was like, bitch, let me tell you something. Don't ever try to flip what it is that I said. Yes, I said that, you know, that's just pretty much how Liz is. And she was like, well, see, you just said what I said. No. And I'm with Alicia. No. Yes, I pretty much said exactly what you said, but it's how you framed it. You framed it as if I was talking shit about my bitch behind her back, and I wasn't. She was like, I'll tell Liz to her face that she is a lot sometimes and that she can be intimidating. But don't try to bring it back to the group as if I was being messy about it and saying, oh, she'll never change, because that's not even how Alicia said it. So Alicia completely flipped the fuck out, as she should have, in my opinion, and went all the way fuck off. Liz pulled her to the side and was like, it's okay, calm down. So Kelsey, with her fake ass tears, comes over and apologizes to Liz or whatever, to Alicia. And I think that was pretty much the end of that episode. See, I said it wasn't a lot and I talked for 26 minutes. God help me. All right, so then we just gonna move on. We're gonna do another video for the next thing. But y'all get in the comments and tell me what y'all think. Would y'all be cool? This is what I want to know in the comments. Would y'all be cool if the relationship that Joellen and her husband and her sister, like just that whole situation, would you be comfortable with your sister coming over like that if you was Joellen? And also, do you think Joellen was wrong for her pretty much like low-key like taking her sister's nigga? Y'all get in the comments for me what you think about. Bye.